Today we are going to deal with Tishani Doshi's Journey to the End of the Earth. Hence, a very warm good morning, because we are going to talk about some of the chilling prospects as per Tishani Doshi. Journey to the End of the Earth is a pun. Journey to the end of the world, that is Antarctica. In one way, the southern pole, that is Antarctica. The other way, it's to the end of the world. Human beings are going to damage the world, and because of global warming, we are going to have an end. Tishani Doshi is an Indian poet, journalist, and a dancer based from Chennai. According to her, literature is a conversation we have with other writers, dead and alive. In this particular lesson, she deals with the journey she had, and she was a part of Students on Ice, an expedition organized by Geoff Green. It was for the future generation, because he believed that the future generation consists of policymakers. A life-changing experience it is, because it's at an age when they are ready to absorb, learn, and mostly ready to act. Because it's an age when they can understand and inculcate in them what they have to do for saving the world. Shokalsky, exactly in Russian it is called Shokalsky. It's the name of the ship that they were traveling. Here we are going to speak about them in detail. The author tells us how she is going to be a part of the history. Also, she tells us how Antarctica has become a part of the history. She speaks about the Cordilleran Folds. It's a complex structured mountain ranges. From there up to Precambrian granite shields. That is the years preceding to the Cambrian period or the early period. So you can find out details of Cordilleran folds, and from there up to whatever organisms have been living here up to even before the Precambrian granite shields. You can speak about ozone layer, from there up to carbon. Ozone is something which deals with our life, and she's going to speak about the ozone layers, and also she's going to talk to us about the carbon dating. I can explain to you what carbon dating is after 2 minutes. She's going to speak to us about the evolution, how the human lives evolved, and she can also study about how it is going to extinct. So evolution up to extinction. It's about ecospheres. Ecosphere means it's a biosphere of living and non-living organisms. In this lesson, she also says that she has gone through 9 time zones. In Antarctica, there are multiple time zones as the longitudes meet in the geographical South Pole in Antarctica. And so, usually what time zones are used are Argentina time, Chile time zone, Central European Summer Time Zone, Mawson Time Zone, Vostok Time Zone, Davis Time Zone, Casey Time Zone, Drummond d'Urville Time Zone, New Zealand Standard Time Zones. Apart from it, we have 3 water borders: Atlantic, Pacific, and also Indian Ocean. She has crossed all these 9 zones and 6 checkpoints and 3 water borders, and now she has reached Atlantic, and she has 3 modes of travel through aeroplane, ship, and of course by car, road, fly. Then she has flown, she has really floated, and now she is talking to us about the various area. It looks like a poetry with her language power. Now she says that it's a chilling prospect for a sun-worshipping South Indian like her. It's a chilling prospect. Here again we have 2 meanings for it. Chilling is really a cold one, or it can be also in another way, because it is in Antarctican part, so it is chilling. The other way it can be, it's something which is going to shock her since she's going to talk about the extinction. Other way around, it can be about she's going to remain cool and compact, because of which it is a fabulous prospect, means it's fabulous experience. She says that the metabolic functions and the circulatory functions will be damaged. Here again she is using a pun of the word metabolic winter hypothesis, because it's well known that the metabolic functions of the body, converting food into energy, or digestive systems, will work very slow, and so does the circulatory function. It dramatically gets affected, that is the flowing of the blood, and that's why she says it's a chilling prospect. She says that in Antarctica, the visual scales ranges. She has used another semantically related synonym, midges and mites. They are small, two-winged flights like insects. And from there up to, the visual scale ranges from the midges and mites up to the blue whale and to icebergs, which are as big as the country of Belgium. So it ranges from there. Now she talks about the existence of the Gondwana. 650 million years ago, supercontinent of Gondwana existed. This is the geography. India pushing the north part of its crust to form the Himalayas. South America drafting to merge with North America, forming the Drake Passage, which is opening up the cold circumpolar current. Circumpolar current means one of the currents of the earth poles, near the earth poles. Then the Antarctica is naturally formed with a frigid, desolated island at the bottom of the world. In this part, she is talking to us about the human impact. Only for about 12,000 years, human beings were there, but we have dominated the nature and destroyed it totally. The human population has left other species with less resources. Our unmitigated burning of the fossil fuels like coal, oil, etc., as that is our absolute and unqualified burning of the fossil fuels, has created a blanket of carbon dioxide in the world, says she. And this blanket of carbon dioxide is preventing the oxygen from getting supplied to the beings in the earth. Living beings require oxygen for the survival, and naturally this is increasing the global temperature and damaging the survival of the animals. The hottest environmental debate of the present day is climate change, but hence Antarctica, pristine with no human impact, with half a million-year-old carbon records, which helps us to show what Earth's past was, what Earth's present is, and how Earth's future would be. And that's why I have chosen Antarctica. Now the human impact also talks to us about the simple ecosystem of Antarctica, the lack of biodiversity of Antarctica, which has helped them to choose it as a perfect place to study the changes in the environment. Because human population was not able to reach there. A microscopic phytoplankton, it is a part of the South Asian's food chain. It is at the bottom level of the South Asian's food chain, in fact. The grasses of the ocean, this part, it really helps in nourishing and sustaining the food chain to the process of photosynthesis, which you already have studied in your lower classes. So single cell plants, that is this phytoplankton, this microscopic plants, exactly helps in converting the sun's energy using the assimilated carbon, and they synthesize organic compounds which becomes the food for the other marine animals and other creatures. The depletion of the ozone is surely going to affect these phytoplanktons. When the phytoplanktons are really affected, the lives of the marine animals and birds get affected. This naturally leads to the global carbon cycle depletion and thus to the extinction. Now, it is a parable, a short story with a lesson. It's the metaphor of existence. It reminds us that take care of the small things and the big things will fall into place. It's an often quoted quotation. But we forget about the small things in a search for the bigger things, which we later understand that it was never big at all. Now, the final part, she talks about the walk on the ocean. That's what she says, a fabulous performance over there. She's able to walk on ice because it was between the peninsula and the Tadpole Island. They had to change their direction of the ship when they observed that it was better to walk over there, and the captain asked them to get down. A meter thick ice pack was there, 180 meter below which there was salt water. The crab eater seals were stretching, and she used her poetic language to say that the crab eater seals were stretching and sunning as if they were like stray dogs under the shade of a banyan tree. So wherever it is, whether it's under the banyan tree or on the ice floes, life is same, basking in the glory of the earth. And he exactly chose the teenagers because here, with their idealism to save the world, they are going to make a difference surely. They are going to change the world. They are going to make a big difference. But for her personally, she could understand what a difference a day could make, because a place which has long winters, a place which has almost 6 months of winter and 6 months of summer, and there she is waiting there and watching the changes that human population could not make in that part, and how the world is going to end, because watching it from a room inside buildings and watching it directly, to watch that the glaciers are getting damaged and deteriorating and that the earth is going to extinct, is a very painful thought. So this lesson reminds us that the journey to the end of the earth can really be stopped if we have a decision or a policy to save the earth. Let us talk about the environmental issues after this. Let us talk about avoiding plastics. Let us talk about reusing the resources around us. Let us talk about not wasting the resources around us. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.